Ike is a magician in the demon army. This dude got mad strength and skills, so they bumped him up to commander status. Right now, he is on a mission to attack Arsenum's fort with his crew and take control of it. Ike is strategizing on how to handle his army, and damn, he manages to bring the fort walls down. Dude even surprised they went down quicker than he expected. His piggy assistant fills him in, saying it's because Ike hooked the orcs up with a battering ram, just like he told them to. Later on, we see humans and demons going at it inside the city walls, and the demons straight up dominating. Ike decides to pay a visit to the human army commander. Soon as the commander lays eyes on him, he recognizes Ike. Dude made a name for himself as the brigade commander of the Demon Lord Army's 7th Corps, the Undine Brigade. Ike lays out 3 options for the commander. Option 1, surrender and hand over his territories. Option 2, go out like a true warrior and off himself. Option 3, run away while Ike chills and enjoys the scenery outside. The human commander is hella surprised to see a demon showing mercy, but he ain't feeling any of the choices, so he straight up attacks Ike. But Ike ain't one to mess with and takes the commander down with just one spell. The piggy comes over to check if Ike's safe, and damn, he is relieved to see Ike all good. Ike tells the piggy to take care of the wounded commander and the soldiers who surrendered outside, and Piggy is hella surprised by this move. Meanwhile, there's this smoking hot lady keeping an eye on Ike through a magic crystal. She can't believe Ike managed to capture Arsenum with just 1 brigade in only a week, but she always knew Ike had potential. Ike then puts up a barrier spell to secure the room he's chilling in. He takes a look at the destruction caused by the battle and feels guilty about hurting so many peeps. Dude know he ain't never gonna get used to the blood and gore of war because he reveals he ain't no demon. He is a human. Ike explains how his teacher, Romberg, was this badass demon mage. Romberg knew everything about an advanced civilization that used to live in this world. Even though Ike was human, Romberg took him in and raised him, teaching him all his magic knowledge, and right before he kicked the bucket, Romberg warned Ike never to mention the advanced civilization because it would bring disaster. And he also instructed him to never remove his mask and robe because if the demon lord finds out who you really are, he ain't never gonna forgive you. And Ike said that he would take his advice seriously, like a little cute boy in his Halloween costume. Then Ike starts thinking that this room is all locked up with a badass barrier and ain't nobody getting in without his permission. But damn, he's hella surprised when he spots a maid hiding right under the table he's sitting at. She's begging him not to kill her, all scared and shaking, saying she ain't seen nothing. And wouldn't you know it, this clumsy maid bangs her head on the table and passes out. I can't believe his secret identity, the one he's been keeping quiet for 20 freaking years, got revealed in such a cliche way. And the scene cuts to him walking around Arsenum. His piggy's rolling with him and says that they took over the city, but Ike letting too many humans survive. He tells the piggy not to sweat it because the current demon lord ain't like the last one, and he only cares about the results. The piggy then says that the other leaders want to massacre the people and torch the whole town, but Ike tells him that if they kill them all, who the hell we will collect the taxes from? He explains that Arsenum is a damn trading city, and if there ain't nobody living there, the whole trade game gonna stop. Then out of nowhere, Ike sees a crowd of people waiting to talk to him, and the piggy tells them they don't have the authority to speak with his lord, but Ike ignores him and tells the humans to speak up. One of the humans all hesitant asks Ike how much they gotta cough up in taxes, but to his surprise, Ike tells him that the tax is gonna be the same as usual, and they all stoked about it. But then Ike warns them that if they resist the demon army, they will gonna get punished. But before he can hear their response though, he gets zapped to some dark-ass labyrinth. There he gets attacked by a monster he can barely see, and turns out that the hot woman from earlier summoned him there. He tells the hottie that she promised him that she wouldn't summon him out of thin air, and he unleashes one of his dope spells to take down the monster. The hottie tells him he's gotten stronger and introduces herself as Saikyou, the 7th Corps commander of the Demon Lord's army. Ike explains that she's his boss, the only demon who knows his secret, and he tells her, instead of trying to kill him every damn time, she should hit him up with a message like a damn normal person. Saikyou states that this would not be any fun, and Ike wonders if she summoned him here so he can make his report. She states that she has already found out everything with the help of her familiars, and he wonders why she has summoned him here in this case. She tells him that Demon Lord Darrow wants to see him in the flesh, and she's saying he might be the 1st Brigade commander to get such a dope honor. Ike wonders why the Demon Lord wants to see him, and she states that he must have impressed him by taking Arsenum in a single week. She mentions that she'll take him there. He puts his hand on her shoulder and he does it. Saikyou is disappointed because she thought maybe he'd try to feel up her breasts, but he is too damn chicken to do it, and she then teleports their asses. Meanwhile, that maid from earlier wakes up and tries to bounce from the room, but she sees she's trapped in a damn barrier. She finds some food in the room with a note she can't read, but she tries out the food anyway, and she finds it delicious, so she starts scarfing it down like she ain't ate for ages. Next thing we see, Ike and Saikyou are getting close to the Demon Lord's castle. The miasma around the castle is making Ike uneasy because he ain't a demon. They walk towards the castle gates, and Ike spots a magician at the entrance. He's thinking, hey, does this magician check everyone who steps foot in the castle? Saikyou confirms it, and that's worrying Ike because if they strip off his mask and robe, his true identity might get exposed. Saikyou tells him not to sweat it and uses her magic to surround Ike with a crazy amount of power. Seeing this, the magician thinks that he expected this much from Romberg's grandson, and Ike is shocked that the magician knows his grandpa, and the magician stated that everyone knew him as he was the master magician. Then Saikyou is like, hurry your ass up, the Demon Lord's waiting. They step into the castle, and Ike explains that the Demon Lord's castle Domerberg is hella massive. It's built to flex the Demon Lord's mad power and magic skills. Ike's getting tired walking down the super long hallway, and he thinks that it ain't fair that Saikyou can fly. He's always wanted flight magic, but his control ain't as tight as hers. The most he can do is jump crazy high, and then they arrive at the gate to the throne room. Saikyou goes to chat with the Demon Lord while Ike waits. And while he's waiting, he's thinking that this Demon Lord is the one who turned the tide of the war against humanity and gave the demons a major advantage with just one battle. He figures the Demon Lord must be crazy strong and ripped, and the word on the street is that he's ice cold and ruthless. They say he's quick to kill anyone incompetent, whether they're friend or enemy. But if he sees potential in someone, he puts them to work, even if they ain't got the physical or magical power. He's all about meritocracy and has totally transformed the demon army. See, demons are born to be loners, always fighting among themselves. But this current Demon Lord Darrow changed all that. Saikyou gives Ike the green light to enter the throne room. So he walks in and immediately bows his head to the Demon Lord. The Demon Lord tells him to lift his head, and Ike is shocked to see Barbie sitting on the throne. So he wonders if the Demon Lord's daughter left the daycare early. But turns out she's the infamous Demon Lord everyone's been buzzing about lately. She gives him props for taking down Arsenum in just a week, but he says he just did as he was told and that Saikyou deserves all the credit. Darrow tells him he's as humble as a human, and Ike starts sweating a bit. Saikyou tells the Demon Lord he's Romberg's grandson, the guardian of hell. The Demon Lord thinks that explains his humbleness and says he must be a deep thinker. That's probably why he didn't kill the leader or slaughter the residents of Arsenum, managing to bring down the city with minimal casualties. Ike then wonders if he should listen to the piggy and kill the humans as he suggested, but he knows he can't do that because he's human himself. He thinks that he can't mess this up, so he asks the Demon Lord for permission to speak. She gives him the green light, saying he can speak his mind. So Ike says that humans might fear terror, but they don't bow down to it. He argues that when you compare the productivity of towns where the demon leaders executed people to the ones where they didn't, it's clear which approach is better for their army. Darrow wonders if that's what Romberg thought too, and Ike confirms it. After chatting with the Demon Lord, Ike realizes she must also know about the ancient civilization and use that knowledge to revolutionize the demon army. Darrow tells him he's different from the other demons and takes off, saying she'd like to see the face behind his mask one day. Ike takes off his mask once the Demon Lord is out of sight, and damn, he was freaking nervous. He can't believe the Demon Lord caught onto his mask situation. Saikyou tells him he better be grateful she didn't figure out he's a human. She mentions that the Demon Lord gave him a reward, but it feels more like a punishment. The scene switches to Ike returning to the room where he set up a barrier. He notices the maid knocked out after throwing down the food he left for her. He wakes her up and she starts apologizing and begging for mercy again. He tells her to chill because he ain't gonna off her, and he asks for her name. She introduces herself as 13 and he thinks her name's pretty weird. She explains that she's his slave and they're always called by a number, but her mom named her Seti. Ike realizes he can't just let her go now that she knows his human secret. She sticks to him like glue and promises to keep it forever. Ike believes her and declares she's gonna be his maid from now on, and she's thrilled to hear that. The scene cuts to Ike in Avalius, and we find out he's become the ruler of this city. He remembers that's the reward Saikyou mentioned. She told him Avalius is farther south than Arsenum, and it's gonna be on the front lines of the war. It may be a small town, but it's vital for the demon army. His mission is to protect it and bring in double the tax money. I can't believe he has to double the taxes smack in the middle of a freaking war, and he thinks that if this is the front line, the humans can attack them at any time. He tells Piggy he gotta fix the walls first and asks how long it'll take. Piggy says it'll be 6 months, but Ike knows they don't have that kind of time. He wonders what the hell they should do and gets an idea. He tells Piggy they're gonna fix the walls in 1 month. Piggy thinks it's impossible, but Ike says they ain't only using human power. The next thing we see, both humans and demons are working together to repair the walls. Piggy's shocked to see the two races getting along and working in harmony. He thinks that Ike is really a damn genius, and he explains that he divided the work into 8-hour shifts so that they can work around the clock, and he also paid the workers to increase their morale. Ike uses his magic to help with the repairs, and Piggy thinks that his life gonna be set if he follows him. He reckons Ike might even become the next Demon Lord someday. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to not miss the next part.